Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. It's alright. Little darling, it's been a long and lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. It's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. It's alright. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Comes the sun. Here comes the. Here comes the. Here comes the sun. Here comes the. Here comes the. Here comes the sun. It's all right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. A little listen to the music. When you feel it growing day by day, people getting ready for the news. Some are happy, some are sad. Oh, we're gonna let the music play. What the people need is a way to make them smile. Ain't so hard to do if you know how. Gotta get the message, gotta get it on through. Oh, don't you ask me why. Oh, listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music all the time. When I know you, baby, and everything you say, meet me in the country for the day. We'll be happy and we'll dance. We're gonna dance the blues away. When I'm feeling good to you and you're feeling good to me, there ain't nothing we can do or say. Feeling good, feeling fine. Oh, we're gonna let the music play. Listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music all the time. Like a lazy flowing river, surrounding castles in the sky. And the crowds are growing bigger. Listen for the happy sounds, and I gotta let them fly. everybody, and welcome here to this concert marking really the 1 year of the shutdown here in Massachusetts. It was 1 year ago, and I can remember distinctly walking out of my children's school. It was an early release, unexpectedly that day, that Friday at noon, and it was supposed to be for a deep cleaning over the weekend, and we have not been back since. So a little hard to believe it's been a year here, but it seemed like the time to sort of get back together and revisit this music, and really looking forward at this point now with some optimism. Last May, when I did the concert last May, it was really like about hope at that time, just sort of getting through that moment. Everything was locked tight, and there was no live sports, there was no anything. And certainly we're in a lot better place right now. I'm looking forward to getting back together with everybody. So thank you for coming tonight. Hopefully this is the second and last time that I have to do a concert to a giant empty room of people here at Hancock Church, United Church of Christ in Lexington, Massachusetts. I'm coming to you from a sanctuary that seats about 450 people, and I am literally in this room by myself right now. Downstairs is our TV crew, and many thanks to them for doing this evening for us. So I'm going to switch positions here. I'm going to go up, and we're going to play a little guitar here going forward. So just give me just a second. So to start us off here in this chunk of our program tonight, this is a great song by a songwriter by the name of Dave Rawlings, who plays with a group called the Old Crow Medicine Show. Sort of a great, sort of kind of rootsy American roots band from the last bunch of years. This is a song that was brought to me by our new senior minister here, actually, at Hancock Church, Barbara Callahan. Introduced the song to me back last spring, and it's a song I just really like and really speaks to this moment here. So I Hear Them All, as it's called. I hear the crying of the hungry in the deserts where they're wandering. Hear them crying out for heaven's own benevolence upon them. Hear destructive powers prevailing. I hear fools falsely hailing to the crooked wits of tyrants when they call. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. I hear the sounds of tearing pages and the roar of burning paper. All the crimes and acquisition turn to air and ash and vapor, and the rattle of the shackle far beyond emancipators, and the lowliest who gather in their stalls. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. So while you're sitting, whistle Dixie with your money and your power. I hear the flowers growing in the rubble of the towers. I hear leaders quit their lying, I hear babies quit their crying, and the soldiers quit their dying, one and all. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. So I hear the tender words of Zion, I hear Noah's waterfall. Hear the gentle Lamb of Judah sleeping at the feet of Buddha, and the prophets from Elijah to the old Paiute Wavoka take their places at the table when they're called. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. Old Crow Medicine Show. You should look them up. Great stuff from them. This next song is a I thought it's sort of kind of the theme song of this whole last year. From the very beginning, as things unraveled, this is sort of the song that sort of came to me over and over again. It's incredibly sort of prophetic of this moment. This Paul Simon song written back in the early 1970s, and boy, it sure sounds like it could have been written in, May of last year. So here we go. So I was doing one of my favorite songs and just came of its time right now. So here we go. American Tune by Paul Simon. Many's the time I've been mistaken, and many times confused. Yes, and I've often felt forsaken, and certainly misused. Oh, but it's all right. I'm all right. I'm just weary to my bones. Still, you don't expect to be bright and bon vivant, so far away from home, so far away from home. And I don't know a soul that's not been battered. Don't have a friend that feels at ease. Don't know a dream that's not been shattered. Well, driven to its knees. Oh, but it's all right. It's all right. For we lived so well, so long. Still, when I think of this road we're traveling on, I wonder what's gone wrong. I can't help but wonder what's gone wrong. And I dreamed I was dying. I dreamed that my soul rose unexpectedly, and looking back down at me, smiled reassuringly. And I dreamed I was flying high up above. My eyes could clearly see the Statue of Liberty sailing away to sea. And I dreamed I was flying, for we come in the ship they call the Mayflower. We come on the ship that sailed the moon. We come in the age's most uncertain hours, sing an American tune. Oh, but it's all right. It's all right. And be forever blessed. Still, tomorrow's gonna be another working day. I'm just trying to get some rest. That's all I'm trying, is to get some rest. If that song doesn't just sort of capture the spirit of this last year, I don't know what does. But that was the last year. We're moving on to a new year, a much more hopeful year. One of the things I like to do is to write new lyrics to old tunes. And then I use them in different circumstances where perhaps the lyric for the original tune would not have been appropriate. This is an old sea shanty or Sea Islands work song, and I've written a new lyric for it, sort of being inspired by sort of spirituals of sort of the same kind of time period. And so this the original song is called "Pay Me My Money Down," which you might know. And now this new version is called "Save Me Before I Drown." And it sort of goes through a lot of sort of Old Testament stories, and then with a little twist at the end. So you can sing along. It's a great little sing-along song. It has a little refrain there, and it goes, "Save me before I drown. Save me before I drown." And that comes up in each verse. You can sing along at home. Ain't nobody to hear you other than your family, so what does it matter? Sing out loud. Here we go. Oh, Pharaoh looked back at Red Sea shore. Save me before I drown. Guess I should have listened to God some more. Save me before I drown. Oh, save me, oh, save me. Save me before I drown. Guess I should have listened to God some more. Save me before I drown. It rained on Noah 40 days and nights. Save me before I drown. Better hope that ark is watertight. Save me before I drown. Oh, save me, oh, save me. Save me before I drown. Better hope that ark is watertight. Save me before I drown. Oh, Jonah sat in the belly of the whale. Save me before I drown. At least I got me a whale of a tail. Save me before I drown. Oh, save me, oh, save me. Save me before I drown. At least I got me a whale of a tail. Save me before I drown. Ba-da-da-da-ba-ba, da-ba-da, da-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, well, Peter stepped out of that boat. Save me before I drown. Better get me some faith or learn to float. Save me before I drown. Oh, save me, oh, save me. Save me before I drown. Better get me some faith or learn to float. Save me before I drown. Here we go. Now I sit here on piles of stuff. Save me before I drown. Most folks, they don't got enough. Save me before I drown. Oh, save me, oh, save me. Save me before I drown. Most folks, they don't got enough. Save me before I drown. Oh, save me, oh, save me. Save me before I drown. Most folks, they don't got enough. Save me before I drown. Save me before I drown under all the stuff in my house. Oh, still this guitar. So, this next song is a song I've known for many, many years. Haven't performed it, sung it in a long, long time, but it's a song actually from the 1950s. I don't know anything about the songwriters, Red Hayes and Jack Rhodes. I imagine they're probably of some name in country music circles, but I'm not familiar with them. But this is just a great song, and a great song for sort of this moment in time, where, especially in this last year, where how the wealthiest, a couple of percent, and even in my family, where we've been lucky enough to have both our jobs all year, without having to pay childcare and all that kind of stuff, we're better off than we've ever been. At the same time, so many people, orders of magnitude, numbers of people going to have to get food from pantries and all that kind of stuff. It's just been a pretty astonishing kind of thing. So this is a song about that top percent there, really. How many times you heard someone say, if I had his money, I'd do things my way. How little they know, it's so hard to find one rich man in 10, the satisfied mind. Once I was lucky in fortune and fame, and all that I needed to get a start in life's game. And suddenly it happened, I lost every dime, but I'm richer by far, satisfied mind. For money won't buy back your youth when you're old, or a friend when you're lonely, or a love that's grown cold. And the world's richest person is a pauper at times, compared with the one, the satisfied mind. My life is over, my time has run out. My friends and relations gonna leave them no doubt. Yes, one thing's for certain, when it comes my time, I'm gonna leave this old world with a satisfied mind. Yes, one thing's for certain, when it comes my time, I'm gonna leave this old world with a satisfied mind. So we're going to take a break in just a minute and do one more song before that. But during the break, I encourage you, the chat, if you're watching this on YouTube, the chat is live there on the right-hand side of the screen. And I encourage you to jump on there and greet each other. It was really fun in the last concert when I went back afterwards and looked at it and was able to see sort of all these people that were here that I had no idea, and some people that I hadn't seen in years, and people that knew each other from sort of different parts of my life that then had not maybe seen each other in also a bunch of years, who were sort of reconnecting in the chat. So it was really fun to see this little bit of community happening in this giant mess of isolation that we've been in. So do jump on there, and there's gonna be a little video that's gonna play from the River Rock Band, which is the band that I lead here at the church. We did a little pandemic isolation video recording of This Little Light of Mine, which is, it's a great little version of the song. And so while that's happening, I'll take a little break, and I'll hopefully have a chance to check in on that chat and just sort of see who's here as well, and scroll through that. This next song, I live in Melrose, and in Melrose we have our very own multi-award-winning singer-songwriter by the name of Alastair Moock. And he writes great songs for all ages, but he's really sort of made his name writing songs for kids and families, and just writes just great music in that genre, and a lot of music with a really great message. And this is a song from his newest album that came out last year. Just his CD release got squashed by the pandemic, but it's called Be a Pain, and it's all sort of about social justice kind of songs. And he graciously has allowed me to sing the title track from that CD here tonight. It's called Be a Pain, and a great message for all of us right now. And I will say, I was having a conversation with my younger son today, and I was asking him if he was going to watch the show tonight. And he said, yeah. He said, but it'll probably be boring. And I said, well, what would help? And he said, fight scenes would help a lot to keep it interesting tonight. So here's our fight song. This is for Hugh, our fight song for tonight. Here we go. If you see something that's wrong, raise your hand and say that's wrong. Point it out, name that thing by name. Don't stand by and stare. If it's wrong, it's your affair. Don't be quiet, make a riot, be a pain. Be a pain, be a pain, shout about it and complain. Ignore the crowd and go against the grain. Don't be polite, raise your voice and do what's right. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. When Rosa Parks sat on that bus, she chose to make a fuss. She chose to break the rules and take the blame. Her choice to sit and fight helped to bring on civil rights, because one strong woman chose to be a pain. Be a pain, shout about it and complain. If they say you have to move, say I'll remain. Torn, sit, light, raise your voice and do what's right. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. Harvey Milk, he chose to run for the council board and won. even though folks said you can't because you're gay. One brave LGBTQ elected leader ran and knew you can change things if you choose to be a pain. Be a pain, be a pain, shout about it and complain. Tell him I won't let you make me feel ashamed. Don't be polite, raise your voice and do what's right. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. A tennis star named Billie Jean told the world she had a dream that men and women would be paid the same. She refused to hit the ball till there was equal pay for all. She was a king because she was a royal pain. Be a pain, shout about it and complain. They refuse to pay, refuse to play the game. Don't be polite, raise your voice and do what's right. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. Kids from Parkland led the fight for something they knew was right. They said it's time to finally make a change. If adults can't compromise, we must go march for our lives. They spoke out and led the charge, they all were pains. Be a pain, shout about it and complain. When you're faced with laws you know are just insane. Don't be polite, raise your voice and do what's right. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. Sing along. Be a pain, shout about it and complain. Ignore the crowd and go against the grain. Don't be polite, raise your voice and do what's right. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. Be a pain. Go out and be a pain. But come back after the intermission. We're going to take a little break. See you in a couple minutes. I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, If I could, I surely would stand on the rock where Moses stood. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep and don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep and don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Moses stood at the Red Sea shore, smote the water with a 2x4. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Lord told Moses what to do to see those Hebrew children through. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep and don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep and don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Mary wore 3 links of chain. Every link was Jesus' name. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. One of these days, about 12 o'clock, this whole world's gonna reel and rock. Pharaoh's army gone drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep and don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep and don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mr. Satan, he got mad, missed the soul he thought he had. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep and don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep and don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep and don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep and don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary, don't you. Don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep and don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep and don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary, don't you Well, welcome back, everybody, to the second half of our show tonight. And I did have a chance to check in on the YouTube, and it always amazes me. One of the few silver linings of this whole experience of this last year has been pushing us all to do these sort of online things, and then seeing all of the response to that, and people being able to see our shows, see our services, all that kind of stuff that we never would never be able to otherwise. And so it was just great seeing on there. Christy Walker, I'm so happy that you could join us tonight. I don't think we've seen each other since 1991. So how great to have you here with us tonight, and cousins and in-laws and folks from my old church up in Topsfield where I served for so many years who have been so loyal over all these many years. just how great that you could join us tonight. Really appreciate it and hope you're having a good time. This next song is by the great singer-songwriter Randy Newman. And it's always been just one of my favorite songs, just a lovely little gem of a piece here. Broken windows and empty hallways, a pale dead moon in a sky streaked with gray. Human kindness is overflowing, and I think it's going to rain today. Scarecrows dressed in the latest styles, with frozen smiles to chase love away. Human kindness is overflowing, and I think it's going to rain today. Lonely, lonely, tin can at my feet, think I'll kick it down the street. That's the way to treat a friend. Right before me, the signs implore me, help the needy, show them the way. Human kindness is overflowing, and I think it's going to rain today. Just going to pause for a moment again, and I'm going to switch back up top to the other setup here. Well, this week, in addition to everything else, like daylight savings time and Saturday or yesterday was National Pi Day, 3.14. But this week also is St. Patrick's Day, and certainly it will look a lot different this year. No parades, and no crowded pubs full of people singing songs. And this is probably the most famous. I had to do a little St. Patrick's music given the week. So this is probably the most famous Irish sort of pub drinking song. It goes back several centuries actually, but certainly sung everywhere. And it has a little clapping part that has developed over the years. So you can do it at home. It goes like this: and it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more. So just like that. So, and it's no, nay, never. no, nay, never, no more. So just like that, I'll sort of tap it out on the guitar as we go. But here we go, probably the most famous Irish drinking song, even though it's sort of tongue-in-cheek. It's sort of a temperance song, but it actually is a drinking song. Here we go. I've been a wild rover for many a year. I've spent all my money on whiskey and beer. I'll save up my wages, keep money in store, and I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more, that I'll play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I went to an alehouse I used to frequent, and my landlady said that my money was spent. I asked her to trust me, her answer was nay. Such a custom as yours I can get any day. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more, that I'll play the wild rover. No, never, no more. And then out of my pockets I took sovereigns bright, and my landlady's eyes, they shone wild with delight. She said, I have whiskies and wines of the best, and the words that I said sure were only in jest. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more, that I'll play the wild rover. No, never, no more. You can keep all your whiskey and your beer likewise too, for not another penny am I spending with you. For the money that I've got I'm taking good care, and I never will play the wild rover, nay, mayor. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more, that I'll play the wild rover. No, never, no more. Now if I had all the money that I left in your care, it would plow all my lands and my family rear. It would thatch all my houses, it would build me a barn, it would buy me a coat for to keep my back warm. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more, that I'll play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I'll go home to my parents, I'll tell what I've done, I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And if they forgive me, as they've oft done before, oh, never will I play the wild rover, nay, more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more, and I'll play the wild rover. No, never, no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more, and I'll play the wild rover. No, never, no more. So I hope you had a good wee pint in hand while you were listening to that song. We're taking a little tour over to the British Isles right now. So we're going to go across the sea there over to England and do this beautiful little song by Richard Thompson, this English songwriter, Richard Thompson. And this song for me was an actual driveway moment. Hadn't heard the song before, heard it on some show on NPR a few years back, and literally got home, and the song was maybe halfway through and had to wait it out in the driveway to finish. It's just a really striking, just really beautiful little song. I hope you enjoy it, called The Dimming of the Day. This old house is falling down around my ears. I'm drowning in the river of my tears. When all my will is gone, you hold me sway. I need you at the dimming of the day. You hold me like the moon pours on the tide. You know just where I keep my better side. What days have come to keep us far apart? A broken promise or a broken heart. Now all the bonny birds have wheeled away. I need you at the dimming of the day. Come the night, you're only what I want. Come the night, you could be my confidant. I see you on the street in company. Why don't you come and ease your mind with me? I'm living for the night we steal away. I need you at the dimming of the day. Oh, I need you at the dimming of the day. Just love that song. There's a ton of covers of it. Everybody from Mary Black to Alison Krauss. Just lots of great versions of that song. Hope you were inspired maybe to look some of them up. So, going up north now, up to Scotland. As some of you know, I occasionally have been known to play the bagpipes, which I used to do a lot more several decades ago, but still do from time to time. And it has always astonished me. I don't know what it is about playing the bagpipes, and you're out there playing. Number one, that people will come up and talk to you while you're playing the bagpipes. So you've got this giant awkward thing under your arm, both hands are going, and you've got this thing stuck in your mouth. So you can't possibly respond to anyone, and they come up to you and like want to have a conversation with you while you're trying to do this. It's the strangest thing. And then in that conversation, more often than not, for some reason they feel empowered then to ask you, what are you wearing beneath your kilt? And I've never quite understood the fascination with this. And, it's just a very odd question. But this is a whole song about that question. It's actually it's written to sound like a Scottish song. It's actually written by an American songwriter back in the early 80s, I think, and sort of made famous on the old Dr. Demento radio show. And I believe I have the Reverend Peter Johnston to thank for introducing me to this song, so you can blame him for it afterwards. Here we go. A Scotsman clad in kilt left the bar one evening fair, and one could tell by how he walked he'd drunk more than his share. He staggered on until he could no longer keep his feet, then stumbled off into the grass to sleep beside the street. Ring-dong-diddle-diddle-I-dee-o, ring-dong-diddle-I-o. He stumbled off into the grass to sleep beside the street. Later on, two young and lovely girls just happened by, and one says to the other with a twinkle in her eye, "You see yon sleeping Scotsman who's young and handsome built, I wonder if it's true what they don't wear beneath their kilt." Ring-dong-diddle-diddle-I-dee-o, ring-dong-diddle-I-o. I wonder if it's true what they don't wear beneath their kilt. They crept up to the sleeping Scotsman quiet as they could be, then lifted up his kilt about an inch so they could see. And there, behold, for him to view, beneath his Scottish skirt, was nothing but what God had graced him with upon his birth. Ring-dong-diddle-diddle-I-dee-o, ring-dong-diddle-I-o. Was nothing but what God had graced him with upon his birth. They marveled for a moment, then one said we'd best be gone, but let's leave a present for our friend before we move along. They took a blue silk ribbon and they tied it in a bow around the bonny spar that the Scots lifted kilt did show. Ring-dong-diddle-diddle-I-dee-o, ring-dong-diddle-I-o. Around the bonny spar that the Scots lifted kilt did show. The Scotsman woke to nature's call and stumbled toward a tree. Behind a bush he lifts his kilt and gawks at what he sees. Then in a startled voice he says to what's before his eyes, he says, "Lad, I don't know where you've been, but I see you've won first prize." Ring-dong-diddle-diddle-I-dee-o, ring-dong-diddle-I-o. He says, "Lad, I don't know where you've been, but I see you've won first prize." And no, if you ask me that question, I will not actually answer it. You can use your imagination. All right, so let's see. Here we go. This one. So coming back across to this side of the pond and going down south a wee bit. This 1 year anniversary, that first weekend, in addition to everything else, also marked was the occasion of my mother's memorial service down in Tennessee, which I could not go to. Because things had just shut down here. It was a little bit longer down there before things got as bad. So they had the service, which I was able to watch on Facebook Live, at least. And we were able to have a service for her, unlike so many hundreds of thousands of families over the course of this last year that have not been able to have services for their loved ones. But this is a song. My mother lived down on our family farm down in Tennessee, East Tennessee. And this is a song that I've always connected with that place. And my grandparents lived there before my mother, and then going back generations, all the way back to 1792, and the house that they built there in 1804, which was where she died. So this is a song by the songwriter Cy Khan, and it's about a farm just like that one down there. And you're going to see ours in just a minute here. I remember the year that my granddaddy died, gonna rise again. They dug his grave on the mountainside, gonna rise again. I was too young to understand how he felt about the land, but I could read his history in his hand. Gone, gonna rise again. Squirrels in the crib and apples in the bin. Gone, gonna rise again. Ham in the smokehouse, cotton in the gin. Gone, gonna rise again. Cows in the barn and hogs in the lot. You know, he never had a lot, but he worked like the devil for the little that he got. Gone, gonna rise again. These apple trees on the mountainside. Gone, gonna rise again. Planted the seeds just before he died. Gone, gonna rise again. Yes, he knew he'd never see red fruit hanging from the tree, but he planted the seeds for his children and me. Gone, gonna rise again. High on a ridge above the farm. Gone, gonna rise again. I think of my people that have gone on. Gone, gonna rise again. Like a tree that grows on the mountain ground, storms of life have cut 'em down, but the new one springs from the roots underground. Gone, gonna rise again. 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 So that is our farm in Tennessee. Looking out what you saw across the lake there behind the house is the entire range of Smoky Mountain National Park. So looking straight across there, the big mountain is Mount LeConte, and you can see the whole range right there from the farm. And you go there and you walk up the hill to the top of the hill. This is about halfway up the hill where this picture was taken up. And you I walk all the way up, and I don't turn around until I get to the very top. And then I turn around and I can see that all laid out for me all the way across the other side. We are incredibly fortunate people to have this in our family for so many generations, and now passing on to my generation. So before we go, I have one last song to sing tonight. Thank you all very much for watching. Thanks for coming out and taking the time to do this tonight. I really appreciate it and hope you've enjoyed it. I would like to thank our TV crew here tonight, Dave Vishniak, Joan Rudela, Tess Maxwell, and Sue Rockwell, who did the graphics for us. So thank you all very much for making this happen tonight. What an incredible resource that we have here at Hancock Church that allows us and able to do this, and I really appreciate and thank all the good people of the church here for letting me use it and let me do this tonight. So this last song tonight, this program changed over and over again, and I was working on it, and songs coming back and dropping in, dropping out, and couldn't quite find its shape, and I was looking for, a big finish number at the end, and couldn't find anything. Nothing was really working for me, and finally realized that I really wanted a little finish, not a big finish. And that's this song here. A great little song by Pete Seeger from the early 1970s. It was not one of his songs that I knew until a few years back, and a member here at Hancock introduced it to me. Thank you, Robert Senna. It's called Sailing Down This Golden River. Sailing down this golden river, sun and water all my own, yet I was never alone. Sun and water, old life givers, I'll have you where'er I roam, and I was not far from home. Sunlight glancing on the water, life and death are all my own, and I was never alone. Life to raise my sons and daughters, golden sparkles in the foam, yet I was not far from home. Sailing down my winding highway, travelers from near and far, yet I was never alone. Exploring all the little byways, sighting all the distant stars, and I was not far from home. Sailing down this golden river, sun and water all my own, yet I was never alone. Sunlight and water, old life givers, I'll have you where'er I roam, and I was not far from home, and I was not far from home, and I was never alone.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are brothers, sisters all. Every round goes higher, higher. Every round goes higher, higher. Every round goes higher, higher. We are brothers, sisters all. Sinners, do you love your Jesus? Sinner, do you love your Jesus? Sinner,